Hello, welcome to my channel. I've got a really interesting Kate Bush song choice today, which I think fits this card really well, so I'll see what you think. The Five of Swords example I have here is from the Sweet Twilight tarot. It was one of the first tarot decks I had. At the time that I had the tarot deck, it was a time where I felt really pushed and pulled in lots of different directions. I was doing a music degree, my children were still quite young, I was teaching piano myself. So I can see why I related to it, because there's even an organ in the background here. But she is so pulled in different directions, like, you know, her whole body is distorted. So if I leave, her whole body's distorted there, and she's got this mask on, but it's a sense that she is less comfortable maybe in that disguise. Or I suppose we don't know. It's maybe no one is really being authentic in this situation. And that's how I felt at the time. I, didn't really felt like I fitted into any of the social groups. I was doing lots of socializing, seeing lots of different people, but never really felt like I fitted in. Always felt like I was putting on a role or an act. The fives, all the fives are really to do with conflict, often with other people, and about boundaries and about how we cope with those challenges when we get into that conflict. A lot about integrity as well, and the relationship with the Hierophant. So there's a spiritual challenge as well, which maybe is also, as the organ is like almost sort of hinting at kind of a church. There is a spiritual element here. But you've got the crows representing the air and the swords, and they're flying in all directions. And crows are really loud as well, aren't they? So there is that loud thoughts. You're kind of getting overwhelmed. I've got a lot of sympathy for the woman in this card. I really relate to her. And I think, this is a card that's often associated with deception. But I think if there's any deception here, it's also she's deceiving herself. She feels uncertain herself about what's happening. I just wanted to quickly read an entry from... Now, I've had this deck for, 18 months or so. I haven't really used it. And I'm not that keen on some of the... I think some of the entries are very one-sided, and especially with the court cards, and they don't really, and he's changed around the astrological associations anyway, so I have a little bit of a problem with this deck. But sometimes it is one of those, sometimes some of the entries are really useful. So, and I thought for the Five of Swords, so I've actually trimmed this, but for the Five of Swords, this is perfect for the Kate Bush song that I've chosen. So this when I read what he said, and I think he is less sympathetic, so I think this is quite a sympathetic portrayal of the Five of Swords. We're in conflict, maybe we're not really acting with much integrity, but it's because we are feeling under pressure. I think this is a bit harsher, but anyway. So Five of Swords, rash decisions. The Five of Swords shows unconsidered action and rapid choice. It means a decision reached with little or no hesitation, which may lead to good or to bad results depending entirely upon the circumstances. Feeling is more important than thought, and one may act on intuition or on the vague suspicion that a course is appropriate. There may also be a powerful sexual involvement, a very intense love, or perhaps a hasty marriage. The significant consideration here is that a binding commitment is made very rapidly. Right, so I won't read the rest of it, but this is a big hint to what the song is about. So the song was written for a film. It became the B-side, I think, for this woman's work. It's a brilliant song, actually, and there's a great video that shows the film, clips from the film. So it is Be Kind to My Mistakes. The film was Castaway. I have not seen the film Castaway, and I've no intention of seeing it. Perhaps if you've seen it, let me know what you think of it. But in general, it is about Lucy Irvine she answered a ad by this much older writer. And I think the age is significant there because I think there is a power imbalance in a relationship. So she answers this ad by this older male writer who wanted to live on, their own sort of desert island for a year. And he chose her. And I imagine he chose her because she was the most attractive. So there was definitely, I think, maybe a sense of him trying to sexually exploit her. So for all those reasons, I don't really want to see the film because I think it's quite dark. And there's the whole idea about what were both of their... They seem to have both had different intentions on going to this desert island. And what were their intentions? What did they want from it? So there is that sense of that hasty decision, this commitment, not knowing each other and suddenly having to live there. And this apparently is based, Be Kind to My Mistakes is what the character, played by Oliver Reed, so that's another layer to the film, if you like, as he had really bad drink problems, of course, and while he was filming. So there was also that. So yeah, I'd be interested if you've seen the film or read the book. Let me know what you think. I might link. There is. I did listen to half of it. There was an interesting Desert Island Discs with Lucy Irvine. She's got, her voice is incredibly posh. I don't know what her background was, but it's quite interesting to hear. I mean, it's from the 1980s, this interview, but it's quite interesting to hear her attitude to it. But I think darker things maybe have come out since. But anyway, so what I was trying to say is the Be Kind to My Mistakes is what the character played by Oliver Reed says at the end. Be kind to my mistakes. When you do your memoir, be kind about me, because I suppose that is sort of the message of this card. When we're all under pressure, we don't always act with integrity. We don't always show the best side of ourselves because we're unable to. And I think needs to perhaps be, with any of the fives, a element of giving ourselves and others not too hard a time, because it's a difficult energy to be in. This is quite a simple card, but I'm getting quite into the simple cards. Again, this is a photo from the John Carter Bush book. I think I'm getting more into the sort of simpler images and just letting the lyrics speak a bit more. Anyway, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.